to Campus News 24. We're coming to you live from our studios at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, Abdul Gamal Nassau Road, Accra. My name is Grace Bachman. Now let's take a look at our top stories. The GIJ launches its 60th anniversary. Moving on, the Minister for Business Development has pledged 50,000 Ghana cedis at the just ended GIJ launch. Now finally, GIJ is to build a media hub to enhance teaching and learning in the institute. Right, we'll take a short break. Stay tuned. Now for our first story, as part of the celebrations of their academic excellence, the Ghana Institute of Journalism, GIJ, has officially launched its 60th anniversary. The event, which took place earlier today, saw ministers, alumni, and continuing students reporting to the Institute's forecourt in celebration of the anniversary.
The Ghana Institute of Journalism, Ghana's premier communication institution, was officially opened in 1959 under the presidency of the late Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This reputable institution was tasked to train young men and women in the skills and techniques of journalism, mass communication, advertising, and public relations. After 58 years of its birth, GIJ still embraces its responsibilities and challenges presented by this task. With a commitment to promoting communication excellence, GIJ has remained loyal to its cause and has delivered on its promise by offering services not only to Ghanaians but also foreigners. The school can boast of training most top-class media practitioners in the country like Kwesi Pratt, Anas Aremeyaw Anas, Oheneyere Gifty Auntie, Manasseh Azure, and so many more. As with anything nature has provided, GIJ has grown. The school has graduated from being a diploma awarding institute affiliated to the University of Ghana and has become a fully fledged tertiary school able to award its own degrees. This growth, however, comes with its own fresh breath of change, and management felt there was a need for a rebranding of the institute to complement this growth. In spite of the looming change, there is one thing we can all be sure of: that GIJ is here to stay and will forever remain loyal to their promise of promoting communication excellence.
Now for our next stories, alumnus and Minister for Business Development, Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, at the launch, pledged a whopping sum of 50,000 Ghana cedis as his contribution to the sustenance of the endowment fund set up by the school.
I want to commend the rector and his faculty for the launch of this endowment fund. It's important that great alumni who are here can contribute. I'm sure they can contribute $10,000 each. I'm very sure about that. That will be about 50,000 Ghana cedis. Within the 9 months that we want to raise by October, we can get the 100,000 Ghana cedis to transform the school. I will personally contribute 50,000 Ghana cedis. And I will support the school to raise money for this endowment fund.
Now, still on the minister, Dr. Ibrahim also mentioned that the government has commitment to seeing 2 billion students being taught how to run their own businesses in the next 5 years. Now, StN reporter Fritz Della has more in an interview.
As a business development minister, should you expect any move from your ministry in terms of helping students to understand going into business, really?
Indeed, we do that under what we call the Students Entrepreneurship Initiative, where we go to teach students entrepreneurship. We want by the year, in the next 5 years, 2 million students to be taught how to run their own businesses. And the government give them funding to set up. We want people to know that they can make their own businesses and not rely only on government. So the government will support students to start their business and then give them money to do the business. So we are committed to support students to be entrepreneurs.
Okay, now let's go to the next story, where students of the Ghana Institute of Journalism will soon heave a sigh of relief as their calls for practicals have been answered. Now plans are being put in place to establish an international digital media hub for the Students' Institute. Now the rector of the school, Professor Kwamina Kwanza Edu, mentioned in a speech at the launch of the institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Institute aims at strengthening its technological and program capacity to offer journalism and communication education that gives students the required skills and competence for the current media landscape. Accordingly, I have the honor of announcing another project that we are undertaking to commemorate our 60th anniversary, what we have called an International Digital Media Hub. To make the digital media hub a reality, the Institute will also seek support in cash and kind to build this hub, to offer practical training with contemporary digital facilities and resources. The International Media Hub will provide departments such as an e-library and research, digital audio-visual center, online news and current affairs center, and many others, as well as training. Today, we are here not as Ghana's leading communication institute, but as an important institution that has helped shape the conscience of the nation and, more importantly, moderates Ghana's democracy as the fourth estate of the realm.
Now more ahead, the chairperson of the 60th Anniversary Planning Committee, Mrs. Lauren Shea Japon, says there are more activities planned in the coming days to see the Institute reach its endowment fund and international digital media hub goals.
More is to come. So we have a number of activities that we've lined up for the anniversary. So we are going to have an Alumni Month where the alumni would have their own activities and use that as part of the fundraising for the Digital Media Hub and the Endowment Fund. We are actually going to launch a media competition which will be open to alumni, current students, and practicing media people. For them to enter a competition, it can be in the form of a documentary or a show or whatever that we can actually showcase, and they would win awards for it. We have 2 public lectures that are also in the mix for the anniversary, and then we will have a conference. The conference is geared towards bringing some kind of synergy between the academia and industry. So it will be a conference that will bring the 2 sides together, because more often than not we realize that industry and academia do not communicate. We all seem to be doing our own thing, but we need each other. As setting up the endowment fund is showing that we need their support. So we need to also know what they expect of us. So that is what the academic conference will do. Then of course we will have the grand finale that is happening in October. So the day that GIJ turns 60 is 16th October 2019. So we'll have a grand derby, and then of course we'll have a big dinner gala night where we will have jubilations and celebrations to end the entire celebration.
Right.
At the just ended 60th anniversary launch, StN TV had a tete-a-tete with some students and alumni who shared their opinion about the just ended event.
It's our 60th anniversary launch. How do you feel?
So excited. I'm super excited to witness this very great launch of GIJ at 60. I think the rain limited our happiness, but we're still happy to have the launch.
The feeling was great because I see this to be as me getting an exposure, you get it, and so next time I'll try to work hard on it, yeah.
It's an exciting feeling because it makes us want to look back to all the things that GIJ have done, especially with the kind of products that it has produced.
Now let's do some entertainment. Now imagine seeing the rector or acting deputy rector on the runway. These were some rib-cracking examples made as some students modeled souvenirs and paraphernalia made as part of the 60th anniversary celebration. Let's take a look.
We have all these products are on sale. We have the mug,
We have pens, we have the t-shirts, of course the pen drives, baseball caps. I like to thank for great models like I like to thank for. Shall we give it up for them? And of course, Mayor, Joe himself. And you can imagine Dr. Modest for supporting one of the t-shirts. And we can't forget asparagus, paper bags, environmentally friendly bags. Now that we are shifting to issues of environmental sustainability.
Now before we take leave of you, let's take a look again at our top stories. The GIJ launches its 60th anniversary. Moving on, the Minister for Business Development has pledged 50,000 Ghana cedis at the just ended GIJ launch. And finally, GIJ is to build a media hub to enhance teaching and learning in the institute. Once again, I am Grace Bakman and this is Campus News 24. Have a good evening.